fact, if I was somebody that has money and I was going to actually put real money into somebody else's deal, I would make sure they have the safety badge as well. I want to know that they... Happy Saturday, everybody. We got a fun little training going on. I got a handful of things I've got to go through. Okay, cool. It's Saturday, and I appreciate you guys coming in here and hanging out. So let's get into it. I've got a list of things I think that are like common things that are popping up mostly around connectors and what connectors are doing inside of Gator, and something that we all really need to be aware of. And I want to talk about that. Okay. We have inside of Newbie, Nest, and Snappy Start, we actually have better training on connector. And so I want you guys all to make sure you guys go and watch that. But let's talk about what a connector is. What you'll see a lot of times in Gator is people are making connections, right? That's one of the avatars that I created about 5 years ago called the connector. It's actually an avatar, it's a specific avatar that we have. And that avatar is basically just somebody connecting somebody else with somebody else. Legally, that is not the way that you're allowed to do it. Legally, the person who is connecting the person to somebody else, you need to stay involved in the transaction. So connectors, we have a lot of people doing connectors themselves incorrectly. You are doing connecting incorrectly. Step number one of connecting. If you are connecting people, you need to be a participant in the transaction. You can't just connect two parties and not be a principal in the transaction. There is a specific training you need to go and watch. Listen to me. I'm going to tell you I did it wrong and it cost me $10,000, and I'm going to tell you exactly the story of what happened. And this is going to be a rule in our community that you cannot connect people without staying involved and also taking responsibility of the person that you connected them with and the people that you connected them to. Connecting, there you go, Jade Jarvis, connecting is not just networking. Okay, so check this out. Here is what most people that are doing connecting properly are doing. And there is a good training with our attorney. Jade's already done this training. So Jade Jarvis has this in the Gator vault. So make sure you go watch it. If you're watching this in the future, go and watch it. So let's say that I'm Pace, obviously I am, and I go, I want to make some money. There's a lot of people doing this. Here's a Gator who has money. And let's say that this is a Subto student that has a deal. Well, Pace, I kind of know a lot of people, right? I know the Gators, I know the Subto students. That's a pretty amazing skill for me to have. What I've seen people do, and this is the wrong way to do it, is that you connect these two people together and then you leave the transaction and you get paid to do that. I wrote that in red because that is the wrong way and illegal way to do that. It's not legally correct. The legal way to do it is to actually be a participant in the transaction and for you guys to be in a joint venture, a partnership together. Can I get a yes or I understand or agreed in the side comments that everybody knows that this is the way to connect? So there's a deeper training I'm not going to go through today. Do not connect people and take a dollar amount for it. If you do so, you are breaking securities violations. This is prison time. You cannot take money on a transaction that you're just connecting people. You need to be a participant in the operating agreement. You need to be a partner. You need to be involved in the transaction, and you are what we would call responsible for what happens in that transaction, okay? So let's say that I connect two people, right? I connect two people. This is why this is not Gator 1 or Gator 2.0. Gator 1 and Gator 2.0 are no risk strategies, okay? When you get a Gator 3.0 and you start doing connecting, this is where risk starts happening, is in Gator 3.0. So we want to be very careful. We haven't even trained entirely on Gator 3.0. So you got to be careful there. But let's say I connect these two people together. One person has the money, one person has the deal, right? They have the house, let's say. I get paid a connector fee of $5,000, hypothetically. Okay, I might think that that's okay, but what happens when this person fails to perform and this person loses their money? I've seen connectors inside of our community, and this is where we are correcting it right now. I've seen them say, well, all I did was connect. I got paid my $5,000 to connect, so I'm out. Okay. Alexis Morgan says, when we connect, we personally guaranteed all the lender's funds. There you go. You are responsible as a connector for this investor's funds. You are responsible. You have to have accountability. So if you are somebody, first and foremost, if you are somebody deploying capital into a deal, make sure you take the safety badge. Take the safety badge. In fact, if I was somebody that has money and I was going to actually put real money into somebody else's deal, I would make sure they have the safety badge as well. I want to know that they know how to do the JV agreements. They know how to protect me. What's the worst thing that could happen? I want to know all of these things. We have a community badge called the safety badge. Is everybody aware of the safety badge? It's not just Gator. It's also Subto. It's also top tier. And at some point we will release the safety badge to the free Facebook group.